This is going to be our third video as part of our third songwriting series. And I had said yesterday that what I want to do is take you through a little bit of what it's like for me to actually start working lyrics out, which I vastly prefer to do typing on the computer. So I'm just here to say hi, and then I got to stop this, and I'm going to turn you around so that you can see my screen and what I'm working with. So I will be back in a
Rockin' you since 82. IronFist.
flash. And all right, here we are. This is the way it looks on my end. I can actually see the title at the top of this page, Rock and Roll All Through the Summer. But this is a little bit of what I was describing in one of the earlier videos about how I look at what I'm working on the screen, and some of my little, I don't know, idiosyncrasies, some of the little things that I do to let myself know what's good, what's keepable, what I'm gonna keep, not keepable, what the hell, that's not even a word. Anyway, so you can see there's the part, finally got to June, been waiting all winter for the summer sun to rise. And I've got winter redded there because I'm not sure that's the right word, but I know that it is the cadence there that I want in terms of how the syllables fall. I don't hate the word winter, but I just have it read out so that when I come back and look at this document over the coming weeks, I can know, hey, that's something that I might want to come back and take a look at. So then we move on to the getting out of school. And then I've got the line that I had from yesterday, is better than a burger with a salty side of fries. And again, I always knew that was just going to be a placeholder lyric. You know, it works, and it's important to me at this stage of the game to be able to look at something that works. I have it crossed out, as you can see, because I know that's not the lyric that I want. So what I need to do is actually go down from there and then start to think about what I actually want to say. And of course, I have been giving that some thought. And one of the things that I would like to say here is how when you hit the door of school, coming out on that last day of school, and you're about to start your summer break, or you just literally started your summer break, I want to say something about the way the sky looks in Michigan in June. And I'm going to end up rhyming rise back at the end with skies. So I know that's going to be my rhyme back at the end. Michigan in June has a really particular blue that is the result not only of being just derp, the regular sky, but also I think because there are so many trees in Michigan, and the leaves are still like at that newer stage. They're not brand new. All the trees are out and in leaf and whatever, but there's still a particular shade of green that I think when the sunlight comes down on them somehow reflects back up. I mean, there's no science in this series, but I do think that that's in part why the sky looks that particular shade of blue. By contrast, the sky in August here is almost never that shade. You know, we've usually come through some sort of drought. The trees are, the leaves on the trees are all kind of dusty, you know, if we haven't had any rain. And so the sky just really doesn't get that same shade of blue. So that's what I'm looking for. Getting out of school is something, then Michigan skies, salty side of fries with a salty Michigan. Better than a burger with a salty side of fries. So I can't really work the word Michigan in there because that's a 3-syllable word with like hard, soft, soft. And what I've got going on in the crossed out lyric is always hard, soft, hard, soft, hard, soft is better than a burger with a salty side of fries. There's no real way to work Michigan in there. Michigander, I could, but I don't like that word. So I need to come up with a lyric there, but I know I want to try to approach it from that standpoint. Then, of course, you can see the chorus. I'm going to rock, rock, rock and roll all through the summer, from the backyard to the beach. And then I crossed out my rock and roll is always in my reach. And I crossed out what Mike came up with the first go around, which was I'm going to lick it up like a juicy peach, because he suggested a new line to me that I like a lot. The good times are always within reach. And I like that gets the word reach in there, but I really like this idea of the good times because that's what summer is all about. I need to rework the accentuation there, because what I had was from the backyard to the beach, rock and roll is always in my reach. I'm gonna rock. And the good times are always within reach is still 9 syllables from the backyard to the rock and roll is always in my reach. That's 9 syllables. The good times are always within reach. That's 9 syllables, but the accentuation isn't right. So I'm going to need to spend some time massaging this line. I like the line. I like the words good times, and I like the idea of being within reach, but I'm going to have to play with that to get it to match the cadence structure that I had. Then just a little bit, I know you're just staring at a screen and listening to me blather on, but this is where we're headed. The second verse, head into July. Again, I'm not sure the words head into there are right, but it's the right cadence. And I just wrote down, this is where all the stuff about like the really glory days of summer belongs, you know, maybe being out on the lake or at the lake, the 4th of July. That's where all this stuff is going to go. And then second chorus, and I just left this blank because that's where our new line is eventually going to go. And then this is like that F sharp minor breakdown. Hitting August be like the days are nearly gone. And then my crossed out line, something out of nowhere tells me time is marching on. That kind of idea. I want to keep the time is marching on to be my sort of false rhyme with gone. But I've got something out of nowhere tells me crossed out. Again, this was just a placeholder lyric that has the right accentuation, but I will work with it. So that's what you're looking at. This is how I work with the lyrics. And there's no need for you to sit here and watch me just like type and my way through it. So I am going to sign off here and probably turn you over to Mike on his end and see what he thinks of it. So even though you can't see me, I'm going to say, rock.
Wow. Man, Scott, you've been working hard on those lyrics, and I'm just going to let you keep running with that until you say help. But what I want to do myself in this particular episode is circle back to the basic gist of the song that he was doing and begin to lay down in my own mind kind of how I'm going to work this out on guitar. So we're looking at, in the key of A, just the 1, the 4, and the 5, which is A and the 5. And the A, back to the D. So it's pretty simple, right? Now, just because it's simple doesn't mean it's simple. So part of what I have to think through is where I want to play this for the recording. Now, the way it works for us is when we play live, Frank takes the spirit of what we're doing and just goes and has fun with it. But when it comes to the album, I play both guitars most of the time. Not always. It depends on whether he's available or not. So, we could play it real simple, like AC/DC stuff. Okay, that works. We could just add some noodling to it. have exactly worked out what it's going to be. Now, there's other ways I could play that. I could play it up here in the middle of the neck. See, the A to the E. Etc. So there's plenty of ways to play it. The thing that I want to do is play it the way that makes the most sense. I should rephrase that and not say the way that makes the most sense, but play it the way that I think sounds the best. And I tend to think that not playing it in bar chords sounds the best. So we're here. Okay. It's okay. But I think I like the fullness of that first position, just wide open, unthrottled. I want to just crank the volume up and go with it. So I do like that. Okay, so I laid in the bass track, or not the bass track, but the basic track, and I'm not playing it exactly right. I'm just noodling around and fooling around, but let's see if this works. Okay, so I've got it just laid out here a little bit, and I want to clarify that there's way too much distortion on this. I have a practice track that I have set up in the DAW here, and this is actually just, I'm using my guitar solo track mix right now because I'm not taking time to set everything up. So what I'm going to do is play this for you, and then let you just like hear it a couple times, and I'm going to insert what you're hearing in the air here, and then I'll insert a board feed in here as well so you can hear it a little bit better. If you have earphones, this is an even better way to listen to it, but here we go. We haven't determined the beats per minute on this yet, but I believe that we are going to go somewhere between 135 and 145. I'm doing this at 144 right now. It's a summer song. We want it to be really upbeat. We want it to have some good pep to it, be a party song, that kind of stuff. So that's really important to us. So we'll determine exactly the beats per minute. But the next step in the process of this now is to think through what I want to do for a bass guitar part and exactly what that's going to be like. Now, I know Scott's going to probably have some ideas for a bass line, and I really can't ever completely put together the bass line and for me until I hear what he's going to do with the kick drum. And we're a long ways away from that, but at least I can start thinking about patterns and structures and that kind of stuff on what we might want to do for a bass line. So let me scratch my head on that for a minute, and I'll be right back. So as I'm just messing with it here a little bit, there's a couple different ways I could go with it. Octaves are always I don't know, something like that, or we could just do it very straight up, simple. So again, I don't hear anything at this point that's going to be, out of line. I'm going to play it with the track real quick for you, and we'll just hear what it sounds like. I'm just going to play it straight for now. Got lost in there. You get the idea anyway. So, things to ponder, things to think about. So I think that's where I'm going to stop on this one for now. And I want to spend more time thinking about Scott's lyrics and that kind of stuff. Not sure who's going to be, stepping up to the plate on the next one, but we'll see where we end up. He and I really don't talk about this stuff much behind the scenes at all. You pretty much see us work it out. What I've just done right now, he won't see until this episode airs. So one step at a time. All right, we'll catch you on the next one.
Wow.